I reset the NHL to a fantasy draft and will be selecting 20 players to build my team. However, the Alumni All-Stars and Grit All-Stars have been added to the mix. After all the selections have been made, we will edit the lines and simulate through a full season of franchise mode with the hopes of winning that Stanley Cup. Let's find out what NHL squadron we are going to be representing for today's draft. It is the "Why does this keep happening?" That is crazy. Let's try that one more time, shall we? What team are we going to be representing today? It is the Buffalo Sabres. I saw a comment of someone saying that I'm slowly convincing them squadrant is a real word. I don't know what you're talking about. It is. I don't really pay enough attention, but I don't think the divisions are randomized every time. I think they're pretty set in stone. I try to jumble them up myself by just moving teams around. We wound up in a division that does have 9 teams. I'm somewhat debating on leaving Jabronsky on today. Not. Get out of here. Also, for anyone out there that's been pushing for trades, fine. If we're stinky, I'll try to make some moves and see if we can get better. We are going to get draft pick number... What number did Jack Eichel wear in Buffalo? Was it 9 or does he wear 9 now? Or has he never wore 9? I'm not even fully sure that was English. Oh, that's right. He wore 15 for the Sabres. All right, so we're going to be right near the middle of the pack. We're going to have draft pick number 15. You heard it here first. The Buffalo Sabres. Oh my, this is actually going to be really interesting. I actually have no idea what the contracts for the alumni players are going to be like either, so that is interesting. If they're making league minimum, that's insane. The Montreal Canadiens take Quinn Hughes first overall. Good on ya. Oh, all right, there we go. Yeah, he is making 15 mil. Not bad. You know what? Call me insane, because I am. But we are going to go with Mario Lemieux. He's 96 overall, 2 mil less, and he is an absolute machine. Truthfully, it would be ideal to take someone like Draisaitl because he's also 96 overall and he's making significantly less, but because we put them in the game, I feel like I have to. You know what I mean? So now we have a center sniper. These guys are just on unbelievable contracts. Wow. I don't think they're going to be going, to be honest with you. I definitely have to take at least one more. I want to take Solani because he is so sick. In fact, you know what? Should we just have 2 snipers on the first line? Who says no? Not me. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the Sandbagger, the golf thing with Spit and Chicklets that featured Solani or not, but that made me a big fan of his. He is a beauty. We got to smarten up a little bit here with our spending, and what better way to do that than Brandon Hagel, who is 89 overall. He's also a playmaker, so he is going to feed the other 2 lads. Speaking of pretty good deals, how about this guy right here, Neil Pionk? He's 88 overall, offensive defenseman, and he's making less than 6. Let's sign him up. For the second line, it must be done. Bradley Marchand, $3 million. Yes, please. I could try to make the oldest second line in the entire league. I mean, if there's alumni, then they don't really count because whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you do know what I mean. But their age in this is not their real age, obviously. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not holding back. I want to win the cup. Zuccarello it is. My new primary concern is that we only have 1 defenseman so far. That has to change. Bobrovsky's making a lot. Talbot is on a good deal, 86 overall. I will, however, be going with Luukkonen because he is cool. I don't know what else to say. Oh, I forgot we're the Sabres. There we go. We just brought him back. Shane Gostisbehere, you are left-handed. I'm pretty confident. Yeah, okay. 2 offensive defensemen on the first pair might not get along. He could maybe be on the second one. But at 3.2, there's no way I'm passing that up. Ooh, he is still here. Yeah, maybe we'll take Ekholm for the first pair because he's also left-handed. He's got 2 abilities, defensive defenseman, so he can hang back while our other guy is up in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding all the good deals now. This sucks. We could have taken another alumni player. Jake McCabe can be a defensive defenseman on the second pair. Yeah, I mean, we might have 2 left-handed defenders together, but whatever. And Broccoli Nelson is still here. I guess he must have had some of his salary retained. Power forward. Welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. Why are they not taking these players? I'm so confused. Lowry, sure, he's 31, but you still get like a good 4 or 5 years out of him at that overall. So absolutely, we are drafting you. I know this is a 1-year ordeal with the sim. The computers don't know that. So that's why I'm confused. Like maybe that's why they weren't taking him. He's 31, but it still doesn't really make sense. Frank Vetrano's a sniper. Oh, I actually like that a lot. Yeah, he could be a second line goal scorer for us, maybe even third line. Some depth goal scoring, guys. Our backup netminder is going to be the boy Johnny Quick. He is definitely a veteran. He was an absolute stud in his prime. He's actually been doing all right, I think, even now still. Maybe he could show Ukko-Pekka the ropes a little bit, and they'll be a good duo. Time to add some grit grinders to this team. We have Olivier. Say less. He is 100% joining our squadron. That contract is absurd, but I don't care. Larocque was absolutely unreal. Drafted in 1995. We are absolutely acquiring him for that fourth line. So in terms of defensemen, we have right-handed, left-handed, but he's lefty/righty. And same situation. So we do have 3 left-handed defensemen, but they're all lefty/righty. So it is what it is. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but this team is kind of nasty. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draft Derek Engelland. There's nothing you can do about it. 3 draft picks remaining. We need 2 more forwards, 1 more defenseman. We also still have $9 million of cap space, which is great. And with that money, we will be getting both McGrattan and McCarty. This team is going to dominate physically and hopefully on the scoreboard as well. And with our final pick in the draft, we will be taking Garth Butcher, the Enforcer. Here is our draft summary, and this team looks unreal. I cannot wait to put these lines together. Hope we have some chemistry. So let's go do that. Listen, Lindy, I'm a hands-off GM, but don't you dare let Jabroni touch my lines. The Winnipeg Jets have Martin Brodeur in the net. Uh-oh. They actually prefer to have Marchand on the first line, but I'm not going to do that because we get a +5 with Hagel up there, and then we get a +3 on the second line, moving Bradley down. Lawrence, on the other hand, sorry, pal, you gotta go. This third line is insane. Brock Nelson with Vetrano and McCarty. Actually, what happens if I move Nelson up? It goes down in chemistry, so we are not doing that. Hagel, Lemieux, and Solani obviously get that +5. As we mentioned before, Zuccarello, Lowry, and Marchand +3. We have McCarty, Nelson, and Vetrano, and then Larocque, McGrattan, and Olivier. Beautiful. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but my favorite Leafs line of all time was Fraser McLaren, Mike Brown, and Colton Orr. Are you kidding? We don't have great defensive chemistry, but it's not bad either. Ekholm and Pionk get a 0. McCabe and Gostisbehere with a +1. And then Butcher and Engelland also a 0. Tending the cage, we have Luukkonen at 85 overall. Johnny Quick backing him up. Lemieux gets the most points with 105. I think that first line's going to go crazy. And on top of that, we get 49 wins en route to a playoff run. Let's simulate. There's just simply no way that this team is buns. I refuse to believe it. All right, we're kind of on one here, so we're probably going to lose. Nope, we do win both of those games. Buffalo Sabres absolutely ripping up the NHL right now. We had a bit of a rocky start, but man, oh man, are we flying now. I'm very interested for the stats, but also to look at the lines when we go into the playoffs. I'm just assuming we're going to make it, which is very bold, and I should not be doing that. The Buffalo Sabres are currently first in the division. We have 35 wins and still quite some time before the trade deadline. So this is a very magical season thus far, and we go on a 3-game losing streak. 4. Let's see if we can keep this up, actually. Boston Bruins, give it to us. Never mind. Thanks, guys. I'm also going to go into the trade deadline just to see who's on the block. Maybe there is some alumni there. I'm not going to make any trades because our team is first in the division. Why would I do that? We have Gabriel Velarde, 87 overall, available. We have Shabbat. No alumni, though. Carolina Hurricanes trade Orlov Haula in exchange for that guy, a second, a third. That is a finesse job if I've ever seen one. Ryan Huska has been canned by the Calgary Flames. I'm really hoping I remember, and I'm saying this to hopefully help me remember. I want to sort penalty minutes when we're looking at the stats. 3 games remaining. We are still first in the division right now, but we definitely don't have that locked up. The Canucks are right on our tail. In fact, they just passed us. We probably have to win both of these next 2 games. Okay, well, yeah, we didn't win the division, but that's fine. Our first round opponent will be the New Jersey Devils. The Canucks, as we saw at the end there, passed us. They had the same amount of wins, but they did have 3 more overtime losses. Carolina Hurricanes go on to win the President's Trophy. The all-time All-Stars finished second with 107. We were 9th in the league, and the Columbus Blue Jackets were ahead of us with 3 less wins. They had 11 overtime losses. The only team that kind of got finessed was Nashville. Edmonton made it in at 17. Lemieux and Solani both had 103 points. 61 goals for Lemieux as well. We have 73 from Zuccarello. Good for you. I don't know why he was a -13. That's crazy. 72 from Hagel. Great number. Neil Pionk had 47 points. He was a +21. 34 from Ghost. 31 from Ekholm. Oh no. That's not good. Sub 900 for Ukko-Pekka. 36, 27, and 4. 3 shutouts. Jonathan Quick had a 900. I mean, they got wins, but that's probably just because we were scoring. Billy Smith will be the league leader for wins with 41. He had a 917. Patrick Waz right here with a 908. Then we got Thatcher Demko, 916. Ukko-Pekka right here, 4th in the league for wins, and he had a sub 900. Let's play a game called Who Leads Defenseman. It is not Cale Makar. He's not right there. He's 20 points behind Dennis Potvin. That is nuts. Again, in an off season, at least in this game, that could be an Art Ross. I don't think it will be, but let's not ignore the fact that he was a +56. Holy smokes. 132 points from Gretzky, and he had 72 goals for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Draisaitl was 2nd in the league with 115, and then we do have Solani and Lemieux right here at 103, tied for 3rd with Reinhart. Moment of truth, penalty minutes. Darren McCarty, 162. Then we've got Patty Maroon with 136. McGrattan, 135. Nealon gets 126. Bob Probert, no surprises there. Jacob Middleton had the 2nd most in the entire league with 140. That's interesting. The President's Trophy winning Carolina Hurricanes have Brady Tkachuk, Leon Draisaitl, and Brett Hull. That first line is insane. Second line, they have Brock Besser with Quinton Byfield and Marcus Foligno. Nice. They brought back Jack Drury, traded him to Colorado, and they were like, nah, the league's open for a draft. We want him back. Defensively, they have Shabbat and Byram. Orlov, which was a trade deadline acquisition, I believe, playing with Murphy. They have a good defensive core all around. And as we saw from the stats, Billy Smith is their starting netminder, backed up by Scotty. And now it's time to look at our first round opponent, the New Jersey Devils. They have Evander Kane, Marcel Dion, and Pasta. Really good second line. Danforth, you know what? He's a sniper, right? Yeah, he probably fits in with these guys. Interesting 4th line, though. I don't really know what's going on here. Phil Housley and Evan Bouchard make up their first pair. And then they've got Brody and Broberg. Nice. Wallstedt is their goaltender, along with Jordan Binnington. I wonder if he's nervous.
Do I look nervous?
You know the rules. First 3 games. Come on, Sabres. Let's get it done here. I feel like our team is better, but that usually doesn't mean good things. That's a good start. Nice. All right, we have the advantage. I'll sim the next 2. Hopefully we at least win one of these. There's an L. Don't. You know what? I am going to real-time sim. I'm sick of this. New Jersey starts off with a power play. They are unable to capitalize. Come on, Sabres. Strike first. And we do. Mario Lemieux scores on Jordan. Maybe he was a little bit nervous. Marcel Dion ties it up. But Frankie Vetrano clutches it out. Shots are very even in this one. Clearly, this series is just anyone's. Very, very up in the air. Evander Kane scores. Yes, Jake McCabe, who definitely played for Buffalo. I don't know if they drafted him. Solani scores. We have a 2-goal lead, and we're out shooting them by 10, heading into the 3rd here. Just play defensively. Not too defensively. You know, we don't want to just be back all the time, but that's not good. Half of the 3rd period remaining. Lead is cut down to 1. Why are we... You know what? Never mind. I understand why we're giving them all these power plays. The team I drafted, that checks out. We're headed to 7. Come on, guys. We're on home ice here. Let's advance to round 2. And put New Jersey out of their St. Louis, Missouri. We do give up a lot of power plays. It was probably him, and he just made up for it. Darren McCarty scores, and it is now 1-0 good guys after 1. Let's keep it rolling here. Marcel Dion, can you please just leave us alone for 5 seconds? No, Evan Bouchard scored. We are now trailing by 1 goal. Power play? Power play? You guys got to capitalize on those, man. If we get past the first round, I have a feeling we're going to go on an absolute run. But it's just, this first round is killer, man. Power play for New Jersey. Oh, we killed it off. Come on. Come on, guys. Somebody step up. Anybody. Lemieux. Solani. I don't care. It could be McCarty for all I care. 2 minutes. Yes! Jake McCabe. Perfect. Perfect. We are headed to overtime. Here we go. I don't have the broadcast camera angle. It is what it is. This is fine. It will have to do. Evander Kane gains the zone. Why are we just backing up? You should be attacking him. This is terrifying. Dion keeps it in. We could have got sprung there. All right, we're getting worked in our own zone right now. Nice play 4. I love it. Ooh, that was a big hit. But he managed to get the puck out. We are getting leveled right now. Just snipe it. Just snipe it. What a save. It is now a duel of the second lines in which I think ours is better. But who knows? Maybe this game thinks otherwise. Zuccarello goes over to Brad. It would be so fitting if Brad... He literally just threw him. Unfortunately for us, I think we got 4 nations, Bennington. So this is not going to be an easy win. Clearly. Oh, do it. That's literally the save he made in the tournament. Yes! Yes! There we go! Lowry finishes it off, and we are headed to round 2. I'm celebrating like we just won the cup. No, we won 1 round, but that is still hype. Next up, we have the New York Islanders, who swept their first round. That's not intimidating at all. They have Keith Tkachuk playing with Howardchuk and Ranson, and that is a real good first line. Eriksson Ek and Kreider make that second line super nice. I don't know if Marty belongs there just yet. Oh, dear. Yeah, they must be real good defensively, because they got Pronger and Pietrangelo, and then they have Pelech and Spence, Bean and Dumoulin, and they brought back Sorokin. Yeah, we are in one here. First 3 games. Come on, guys. Come on, Sabres. I believe in you. I believe in this team. That's a good start. Oh, no. No! You really got my hopes up with that first win. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. Come on. One more win. One more win, and we have 7 games. I actually don't believe it. Here we go, Sabres. What a way to start. You literally can't start better than that. Brock Nelson gets us on the board, and it's 1-0 good guys. We do have to do a lot of penalty killing, so that likely has a little bit of wear and tear on our overall energy levels. We were aggressively out shooting them, but they are bringing it back here. New York Islanders not going to go down without a fight. Dumoulin scores. Are you kidding me? Power play for the Islanders. We kill it off. Shots are dead even now. This is coming down to the wire again. Last time we clutched it out. Will we be able to rinse and repeat? Third period underway. Keith Tkachuk scores on Luukkonen. Don't forget, last time we scored with like 2 minutes left to tie it up. So anything's possible here. We're not done yet. Shots are out of control. Come on, Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo. Lemieux, Solani, Jake McCabe. Anybody. 2:45 remaining. No! So close. Stanley Cup Finals between the New York Islanders and the Carolina Hurricanes. We already know what both of those rosters look like because Carolina won the Presidents. We looked at them. Islanders put us out of the playoffs. 1 game at a time. Let's see who emerges victorious and takes home the ultimate prize. The New York Islanders currently up 1-0. It is now 1-1. I have a feeling this one's going to go to 7 as well. Will the Islanders tie it up? No. Carolina jumps to a 3-1 series lead. Wow, didn't see that coming. The Jerks are your Stanley Cup champions. Lemieux had his guy 16 points. Solani had 15. And then it's a big drop-off. Hagel and Zuccarello both only had 8. Not a lot of point production from our defense either. I don't know what happened with this guy, but we hit some kind of TSN turning point in the playoffs. Through 14 games, he had a .934 and a .219. That is grotesque. Billy Smith on top again. He had a .921, .260. Sorokin also had a .921. Vazzy had a .933 through 14 games. Ukko-Pekka barely one-upped him. Nicholas Lidstrom would be the point leader for defensemen. Through 16 games, he had 20 points. Shabbat is up there with 17. And your Conn Smythe winner, Leon Draisaitl, 30 points in 21 games played. What an absolute menu. No, Keith Tkachuk. 16 points in 20 games. He lost to his son in the Stanley Cup Final. Yep, there we go. 35 pims for McCarty. Tkachuk at 32. Both of the Tkachuks are way up there. Olivier, 19. Fiala was 16. That's kind of surprising. Wayne Gretzky ordered the Art Hart combo. Dennis Potvin gets the Norris. No surprises there. He was insane. Lady Bane goes to Gretter. Celebrini with the Calder. Draisaitl is in fact awarded the Conn Smythe. Billy Smith with the Vezina, but Jakey O and Brossois get the Jennings together. Vakanainen awarded the Bill Masterton. Trainer is handed the Jack Adams. Heischer wins a Selke. Finally not Crosby. Gretzky with another trophy. And one more. Yeah, he was insane. Here's your playoff tree. The Islanders, after we brought them to 7, swept the Dallas Stars. Carolina had a pretty similar path, actually. A sweep, 7, and then 5 games. And then they went on to dust the Islanders. All right, well, we tried, and I kind of want to do more videos like this, adding different players. So let me know if you have any ideas for stuff like that. We could do something where a lot of players are duplicated. Like I could add in, for example, Team Canada and some international teams. We are still on that road to 60K. So if you could subscribe, that would be tremendously appreciated. We're going to get the cup. We are. Every single video ends differently. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, we're probably not going to get one. And other times I'm like, we're going to get one. It's going to happen. I feel like it has to eventually, right? Like just based on odds, I hope.